Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Campaigns and Concoctions. We are a bunch of... Man, I didn't even think of a name for us this week. Let's go back to the first one. We're dirty degenerates who drink and play Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Morgan the DM, and I want to thank everybody for joining us on our journey of cooperative storytelling. I also want to thank everybody because we have now surpassed over 100 listens. Woo! Yeah. So thank you to everyone who listens. I know everyone here currently listens, so there's 6. But still, that's 100, that's an average of 20 people listening in the 5 episodes we've dropped. So thank you, everyone. If you want to join in with us in a more real-life setting, you can check us out on our Instagram at Campaign Concoctions Pod, where you'll find a link to all of our interweb stuff, including the Discord server. There will also be a link below in the episode notes. We really hope to see you there. We are missing one person today. Our friend Matt, who is generally playing SOA, is ill, so everybody send him happy, energetic thoughts so he can heal up better. Before we get started, is there anything that anyone would like to discuss, social media-wise, any upcoming things that they want to pitch, anything like that?
I would love to get more people into minis. I love painting them and basing them. There will be more, hopefully, on Instagram as much as I can as a father of 2 little girls. But yeah, we'd love to see mini stuff.
So Jared and Curtis and John are mini painters, y'all. And so what I think lately has been Curtis and Jared. But I don't know if anyone's posted anything, but a lot of the minis that we've had have been painted by John as well. So make sure to give them some love.
It's not a mini. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's technically a mini. Not very small.
The ship. It's a fucking mini.
It's a boat.
It is a mini boat.
It's a mini.
Yes.
It's a jumbo shrimp.
It is a mini.
Jumbo shrimp.
Well, mini is short for miniature.
Right. It's a miniature boat.
So,
yes.
Anyone else got anything that we've got coming up anytime soon? Anything that they want to pitch that they got going on in personal life or anything like that? All right. Keep everything going. Just keep,
We're returning to our every other week schedule after this.
That is correct. Yes. So yeah, that is what we've got. So with that being said, let's roll into it. When last our stalwart voyagers met, they continued to explore the technologically advanced tunnel north of the freed city of Haven. Following the tracks left by the apparent kidnappers, our party of adventurers had to stave off an ambush and the roles of the DM before finding the camp of those responsible. After battling the remaining malefactors, the party learned that this was the work of Vivine Yanvir, a competitor of the Harbor Master. Now, a new day awaits. And I even wrote it here, but we didn't make drinks, so we don't have anything going on right now, family. So we'll get to that in the next segment. But as the day arrives, bright and clear, what would you all like to do? Open a beer, obviously.
I need to get my coat.
Sure you do.
Yeah.
You got your coat.
Oh, did I?
That was
Okay.
the last episode.
Okay,
Before you
cool.
went to dinner.
Oh,
That's right, you did.
I did. Yeah.
And we got paid.
You did get paid.
Yeah.
So at some point, Patrice is going to want to work his way back over to see the jeweler, whose name I forgot. Mario?
Mario
Henri.
I believe.
Yeah,
that's right.
Mario
I have
Henri.
it here for sure.
Yeah, and to look into purchasing some
Mario Henri, the
moist
jeweler.
pendants.
Yep. Okay.
You're gonna get the pendants. Sorry, missed it.
I think so. Yeah.
I wasn't able to choose a spell.
You
in
didn't
the
figure
last
that out.
week. I get one more spell, and I just keep looking at the list.
I also allow one session of fucking around with it. Like
Yeah.
if you end up using a spell and you don't like it, just let me
Sure.
know.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Just trying to keep it on
Nothing's
brand, you know.
there for you, there's going to be, I think, limited success with that for a while,
I know.
I mean,
especially with what we've worked on lately.
Yeah.
I feel like there's only so much we can do, right?
Right.
So, you know that, Patrice, that you're going to need to wait till probably about 8 o'clock, maybe 9 o'clock before Monsieur Henri opens up. I mean, it is a pirate town. Early mornings are only the...
that's when you're cleaning up the vomit.
well, there's only a couple of places that are open. The Tobaccoist... mostly because that's a more upscale clientele. And cause remember they have coffee.
Yeah.
They're the ones who provided y'all's coffee.
Yeah.
The tourist restaurant. If
Yeah.
there's, but that's only if there's a ship in port.
Sure. Sure.
That kind of ship in port. But I mean, it's. They wake up when they need to. They sleep when they need to. It's less about being wild and crazy and more about just letting the natural circadian rhythms take place. And most people here are either subsistence farmers, or so they won't be coming into town anyways until later because they have shit they have to do.
I would like to ask L if he'd like to join me for breakfast at the smoke shop.
Okay.
Did you ask him the night before? Or...
No, I go and knock on his door.
I'm still there.
Are you answering the door or am I? Because I'm probably still asleep.
I'm probably answering the door because I'm still there. Apparently, I had to roll to see if I'd left yet or not.
Valid.
Sark opens the door.
Hey. I was gonna ask if L wanted to join me for breakfast and a smoke.
I turn around and sidekick his bed.
Good, because I was going to do the same. When you do that, I just look at you and I go, yeah, that was the right move.
Shit. What?
Get
Food.
dressed. We're going to get food.
There's a distinct thud as he just kind of rolls out of the bed.
Yeah.
I would have been reading the book of which one was it? Archaeology of Ruins of Unknown Provenance. Not really looking for anything other than just reading through this one.
Make an intelligence check for me, please. 7. There are a large amount of very well done scientific style drawings that Sark gets distracted by. But the one thing that you do notice is that the nature of the tunnels that you see in most of these, or even the above ground ruins, are nearly identical to what you experienced underneath the city.
Okay. Sark's probably just gonna, that book is now Sark's as far as he's concerned.
Okay.
He's flipping through it.
That's between y'all. I ain't gonna tell you what to do with your possessions.
Oh, I meant I was keeping it from the harbor master. We borrowed it from his library.
I don't think anyone has any intention of giving anything back that.
No.
And I don't think the harbor master expects them back.
Right. Good call.
Yeah, otherwise I'll tag along and read while they do stuff.
All right.
After a few minutes, Elle comes out of the room.
All right, let's hit it. And head down to the smoke shop, have some coffee and some breakfast, and Skeld is smoking a cigar with his coffee after finishing his breakfast.
So breakfast here it's very light and
Yeah.
simple. The most complex thing here they do is like a bacon egg sandwich.
Yeah, that's exactly what Skeld is gonna have.
And it's that really, really, it's the
Yeah.
bacon from Breakfast on Broadway.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
really thick
yeah,
shit
nice
that's
and
really
thick.
good,
Yeah.
right?
Where it can be crispy and soft at the same time. Mm-hmm. The way bacon should be.
And you don't get a choice of the egg. It's over medium, so there's
Perfect.
just enough of gooiness,
Perfect.
right?
Yeah, and Skeld looks at the egg and he's like, good people. These are good people.
There's also a touch of like a vinegary hot sauce.
And this is the smoke shop?
This is the
Yeah.
smoke
What's
shop.
the name of the smoke shop?
Edwards.
I throw my hat down in disgust.
Because it's named after our wonderful smoke shop that we
smoke
have
shop,
here in
yeah.
Englewood.
Yeah.
Sponsor us, please.
Yeah,
That's
Edwards
the one that I
sponsor us.
really would
That
love.
would be great.
Cigars and pipes, man. Please patron our local business if you are local to the metro area. Please.
Some cigarillos.
I buy some good ones.
So,
I need to go back.
I've heard Elle and Sark like mention very indirectly, like kind of that they're here for a reason and stuff like that, right? But I don't know who they really are or who they work for or why they're here.
Roll a. I'm going to give you a choice on this one.
Okay,
Insight or history.
I don't think it makes any difference.
Well, they are different. They're one.
Oh, as far as what I'll get out of it,
Yeah, which you'll get.
I'll
out
roll
of it.
insight.
Okay. This is to see if you
It's gonna
can-
be 13.
Yeah, you're not getting what they're laying down. Like you're not being able to intuit what
Yeah,
who their organization is.
Yeah. So as we're sitting there eating and smoking, I'm just kind of like, so, what brought you guys to Haven?
Got offered a job.
This job? The job we just did? You didn't?
No, well, yes, but no.
Okay.
We didn't
Alright.
get that offer till we got here.
Gotcha. Did you finish the job that you came here for?
No.
Would you mind if I ask what the job is?
Generally speaking, your boss leaves that kind of decision to you. But you are here, if I remember correctly, directly from the boss.
Mostly a general inquiry.
It's a very general way of saying that. Alright. I'm not trying to pry. It just seems like you guys have access to information.
Sometimes. Information is what we do.
Gotcha. I'm looking for some people.
Is this one of those things I shouldn't ask about? Like those weird people with all the wives?
I mean, that's. As long as they don't hear, it's fine. It's just not worth the fight if they hear.
Anyways, sorry.
If you have a question to
There's-
ask me, you're more than welcome. I don't feel like you're going to ask me anything that could possibly offend me.
It's better if I keep up the habit of asking Elle first.
I 100% agree with that. I absolutely do. But I'm saying whatever it was that you were asking, if it's okay to ask about, you can ask me about.
People? Multiple?
Yeah, multiple people. Yeah.
Multiple specific people or multiple general?
Multiple specific people.
No, then that's not what I was thinking. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, no.
Do you need your list, or do you have your list with you right there?
I'm not going to say the names.
Okay.
I've written down a list, and I slide it to Elle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I have your list.
I have mine somewhere as well, but it's not necessary at the moment. And there's a few names. The names don't seem to be written in any particular order, but there are a few names, 3 names that are underscored, and 2 of those names are underscored heavily.
Okay, I can I can make some inquiries, but information usually costs. I don't know how much. Wouldn't
Fair.
be. It's not from us. Like,
Yeah.
Do I? I don't recognize any of the names. Do I?
I'm not even gonna make you roll. Yeah, this is way outside of your.
Yeah.
You're a
Yeah.
Tinkermarian dude, so
Yeah.
yeah, you guys probably would not recognize any.
Yeah,
of these
I'd
names.
look at it and like I don't. Off the top, I got nothing on any of them. And slide it over to Sark, but we can. I'm not gonna make any promises because didn't have much information on you. So
It's totally fair.
Well,
Totally
you do
fair.
now. She found some later on.
yeah,
But
That's totally fair, and I'm more than happy to pay whatever it costs to get good information about these folks.
and then if you would at some point, either on a
Yeah.
break or something, let them know which ones are underlined on
Yeah,
this
yeah,
list.
yeah.
oh,
I could probably get you which ones, but
That's why it has all the padding, right?
That is exactly right.
you gotta check in later today anyway. See what we got after. See what we got then.
The top two are the ones that are the most heavily underscored.
that's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. You know, just whenever you have time. I've been looking for most of these folks for a while. I'm not in any rush. They're not going to get away.
What are you in town for?
Looking for them.
Yeah, that's fair.
And also, I was marooned, let's call it, and this happened to be the first port that the Vigilant Wind put into after they picked me up.
So I've got a question for you.
Sure.
You got a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
How do you invest in shipping?
You buy a boat, usually. That's always been the way that I've invested in shipping.
But we are an import-export business.
How much money do you guys
I
have
do a bit of importing and exporting myself.
total?
Yeah, that too.
You gave us we got-
5 platinum, 84-ish gold.
Each?
Yeah, we got
Well,
5
41.
platinum
They
each.
got. Well, no, we got another
You guys aren't buying a shit with your money.
No.
41 gold. From
Not
the-
with what we've got right now.
No, that's
we
what I
don't
was
have
asking
enough
about
to buy.
investing.
Yeah.
I'm not buying outright.
Yeah.
Generally, how much would a 2-masted ship cost? Well, how much would a 3-masted ship cost?
Yeah, sorry.
I forgot how many masts were on the.
I mean, we can
on
pull
the-
one off, but it's got 3
Did
masts.
we name that ship yet?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh man, we got to do that.
But I've got an idea for it.
Alright.
We
We're-
can't name it until we get it.
We're talking in the 1,000 of platinum range.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It depends on the type of ship too, right? So like a traditionally just plain seafaring ship is actually going to be the cheapest of the three options.
I want an airship
air
that
sh-
can also sail.
An airship is the next expensive, and then there's 2 ways to get the ships that can do both. One is you buy one.
Uh-huh.
The most difficult one is to steal one, but you guys would be very happy because that involves stealing them from the Calcord Enclave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the super racist elves
Yeah,
that
yeah.
enslave everyone that's not a high or wood elf. They are definitely
And they only just barely accept the wood elves.
actually it's the other way around.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's the wood elves who are dude. I subvert tropes, bro. Come on.
What do I know?
Nothing. That's like drow in my world do not come from the underground.
Right.
They
Yeah.
just happen to be of darker skin.
Yeah, beautiful.
They are the most beautiful of
Yeah.
elves. They are. They're my favorite.
I mean, you can ask, ship captains if you can invest in their ship, and then get a percentage of the shipping that they do. How reliable that is, I don't know.
It seems like we'd have to stay here for a while for that to be effective.
We'd either have to stay here or we'd have to set up some kind of, accounts somewhere.
There's a couple of ways that this, and you would know this.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
There's a couple of ways that you can do this. One, there are a couple of brokers.
Yeah.
Basically, it's instead of insurance like Lloyd's, it's a broker that allows that they do the interaction. It's kind of like a hedge fund kind of thing. You can set up your own office. There's always a couple of office spaces available above like the main businesses, or you just have one of your personage stay as a contact, right?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of ways, but
And we could hire somebody.
But then we have to pay somebody.
Yeah, then we got to pay somebody. And realistically, even if we invested in one of these, brokers or, something like that, they're going to be taking a cut of whatever we make as well. So
the general cut is between 10 to 15%.
Right. So, honestly, I need a new boat at some point, anyways. I'd be more than happy to have other people who are looking to invest. We can't afford a boat right now. At least I can't. And I don't know how much money you guys have got, but if it's based on the amount of money that you just got, you got the same amount as I did, and it's not enough for a boat.
Noted.
Take a quick pause for you guys. You're we got what about you, Sid? Do you have anything that you want to do right now, or are you just kind of hanging out, just kind of getting the flavor of the town?
What's in between Harbor House and the sea, or the?
That is town.
It's a town,
right?
is
So
it?
it's everything that you've been in.
Okay.
I mean, it depends. What is there anything specific
Just
that you're looking
I was
for?
gonna sit. I just want to go like to
People
the ocean
watch?
front and people watch. Yeah.
Okay. So
For now.
you would have had some experience around a coastline. However, the coast of the legation is like southern tip of Chile,
Okay.
like balls lady cold.
Yeah.
But it's gorgeous and bracing and everything.
Yeah.
So like this climate is, even in the most temperate parts of the Nicodeac expanse, this is way warmer than anything you've experienced in your
This is
entire
like
life.
a tropical
This is
belt,
very tropical.
right?
This
Yeah.
is very much, we're like right on the equator.
Right.
Here.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So it's funny, right, how the city is set up. Even though there's this underlying edge of danger, of just kind of a rough and tumble city, it's very well kept. There's plenty of places of like benches on the walks. Like you can tell that the people here are never going to change who the fuck they are, but they're smart enough to take advantage of the tourist trade that moves through here, right? The biggest concentration of benches are actually across they sit right on the edge of the inlet. So when you're coming in, so like if I'm in the south here, it's kind of like the docks, the main drag.
Okay.
There's an inlet here. On the other side is a set of kind of ruins,
Okay.
and almost at any time of day there are tritons, which are kind of like sea elves but not quite, that are generally there sunning themselves, especially in the early morning, because as the sun rises from the east, it kind of hits that part. Once it goes to the west, it kind of goes down. But so that's probably where you'll see them most. Man, is that the wind?
Yeah, I think so. Kick back
Just
up.
have which one of those lines to open.
So the benches are over in that area. I think
That's where the
I
most
think
of them are.
she'd somehow wander her way
Okay.
that over there and kind of just
And did someone write
light her pipe.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
Yeah.
And just kind of watch.
And just watch.
I don't know if I wrote down how much those moist pendants are.
I have it. I know I have it. I'll go back.
Weren't they 40 a pop? or
I think
something
they were
like that?
75 gold for all three.
Yeah, there was
40
a
GP.
40 GP or 75 for all
Oh no,
three.
that's what I bought. Sorry.
That's right. 40. That's right. 75. It was so for all seven.
Alrighty.
I mean for all three. Wow, my brain went wild there. For all three, they it was 75 gold pieces. Green
Well,
trees.
Patrice is gonna go in the back door. If he's gonna knock the same way he knocked last time, and he's gonna greet Mario and gently ask him, I've come into a little bit more coin than I had last time, and I'd like to go ahead and buy those items that you set aside for me.
So he gladly sells them to you.
Great.
As he tells you, so basically what you have now is a necklace of underwater breathing.
Great.
It allows you to cast without any material components once per day underwater breathing, which lasts for 8 hours. You do have to attune to it, but there is no requirements for the attunement. Anyone can attune to it.
Okay. Okay.
I like those wine glasses, John.
They're really cool, right?
They're super dope.
And just for everybody who's listening, I felt bad that we didn't have any drinks to announce, and I wanted a glass of red wine. So we're about to have some True Story Pinot Noir, which is made by a winemaker who lives in Boulder, Colorado. But the actual vineyard and winery is in Willamette Valley. So it's Willamette Valley Pinot Noir grapes.
I think that's Oregon?
Yep.
Oregon makes great wine.
It is the best valley for growing Pinot Noir grapes in arguably the Western Hemisphere, but definitely in the U.S.
Pinot is my personal favorite grape.
Yeah,
Both Grige and Noir are wonderful.
Same. And then I'm also going to make, a little bit later, a cocktail that's going to use some of this as well.
So, anything else for you, Patrice?
He's just gonna do a little light shopping and pick up a few odds and ends.
Oh, what are those odds in?
A piece of cured leather.
I think you're probably gonna want to go see Master Lindor, the blacksmith. I think. I'm just gonna taste unless this was for you. Okay, this is mine. Cool. I'm happy with that.
I know you well enough. That's why I grabbed the second glass.
Yeah, really, John, you kind of become like, you're like my, other than Becca, you're like my only wine person.
Yeah.
Well, I always ask her for advice. She knows wine so well.
She knows wine way better than I do.
I told her to give me a list of whites. I need to
Yeah.
expand my palate. That's lovely.
I love this stuff.
Oh, dude. Oh.
This is my favorite wine in general.
I'm gonna try that thing you said.
And I no longer have a good connection for getting these for cheap, so you all better fucking appreciate this bottle. I'm back to paying retail for these things, and that is it's not expensive. It's just twice what I usually pay for it.
That's
So,
super pleasant.
very good, right?
A good Pinot
Yeah.
Noir is something that you can just all day long.
Yep.
My
Get nice and wine drunk.
oof, I almost went on a story adventure there, guys. So
Yeah.
sorry.
Anyways, let's keep playing.
That was almost an Italy story, which are not quite quick. So as you go to Madame Lindor, she's already working. She is crafting away.
Does she have an assistant that takes care of
No.
chumps like me?
Nope.
Okay.
But you roll an insight check for me real quick.
That's gonna be 15, I think.
I don't even think that's enough because I'm quite sure you're going to be intimidated by her.
Oh, for sure.
So she is a fairly lithe elven woman, but like I said the last time people saw her, she's in the equivalence of a sports bra and Dickies pounding away. Actually, she's working on your piece right now.
Nice.
Just drenched in sweat.
What does it look like? What's she working on? Like, what's her actual task?
So at this moment, she is actually she has finished. She hasn't done anything. The anodizing.
Yeah,
Any of
yeah.
the filigree work. She's actually shaping the gauntlet right now. So she is actually going to town.
So it's on an anvil.
It's
and
on the
she's
anvil.
wailing.
She is
Correct.
wailing.
Yeah.
Clink,
Muscular.
clink,
Yeah. She
clink, clink, clink.
and very much like Elle when he's around SOA. You were very intimidated by this woman.
While she's swinging, like Patrice is like, oh, that's too much. Okay.
But yeah, she was. She gets to she puts it back into the thing back into the forge,
Okay.
and she is able to easily provide you with what is it you needed again? Cured leather.
A small piece of cured leather, please.
How big of a piece?
Oh, yeah, like about the size of a palm, maybe.
All right, I think for
Do you have
that,
any, like,
just rough, or it doesn't need to be anything shaped or
no, it
anything like
doesn't
that.
need to be anything special.
Um,
But, you know, if you have something special,
You hear her holler, "Boys," and a couple of gnomes run out.
Love it.
These are the gnomes that you saw.
Yep, I remember. Yeah.
Scald pumping the billows.
Yeah.
I just love that imagery,
Yeah,
right? It's
yeah.
so reverse of what
Yeah,
it should be, right?
Yeah.
It's like the one thing that I really like about Tolkien is the ringmakers are being like tiny little elves,
Right. Yeah.
right, forging shit, and then Sauron, right?
Right,
Just
yeah.
like totally,
Yeah.
Sauron though looked beautiful when he was making them rings.
Yes.
he did,
He
yes.
looked hot.
It's just an interpretation of the fall of Lucifer,
Yeah.
but I
Also
digress.
hot.
Also hot.
Also very hot. But yeah, she comes back. The boys come back each with a couple of scraps. One is probably about the size of a traditional letter-sized piece of paper. One is about the size of your dice box, so about a cigar box size, and then the other one is probably the size of Jared's little dice box, which is a little bit smaller, probably about half the size of the cigar box.
Okay.
So-
What are the what hues do we got?
Color wise,
Yeah.
the big boy is it's cured but not tanned,
Okay.
so it's just a very light leather.
Okay. Is it smooth?
No, it's pretty rough.
Okay. He's gonna go for something smooth.
'Cause
The
cure-
smoothest one is the one he's gonna.
Because curing, basically, if I'm remembering my leather making correctly, and please internet correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been a long time since I've talked to someone who's done this. Curing is really just about prepping the leather. So it really, there actually could possibly be chunks of meat still on it because it's not gone through the process. It's curing is just the hanging and the drying of leather.
Got it.
So I could be, you
I
probably
mean,
know better than me.
there wouldn't be any meat or fat on it because that'll
Okay.
fuck up the leather as it's curing. But it
There
is
we go.
literally just dried out and.
I
still
forgot
soft.
that you made
Yeah.
leather stuff.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Probably doesn't smell great.
Yeah. It also
I
probably
remembered
smells
my
rancid.
business
Yeah.
card that I
Yeah.
have of you.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
It probably
Patrice
smells
would
rancid.
Patrice
yeah.
would pick by
I don't know if it
smell
would be rancid
over
or-
touch, but
So
I'd second
the
best.
small
carry
one
on. Smell.
is actually a dyed piece of leather.
What color?
It's green,
Ooh.
and but it's beautiful and you can tell that it was a part. It had been cut off of a worked piece, maybe a piece of armor or something like that had been dyed for a customer. It's not quite the color of your shirt. It's a darker
Like a
green.
foresty green?
Yeah, it's very much what a
Like a
ranger
jade.
would wear. You
Nice.
know, I'm trying to find a good example. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe our int over there.
Yeah.
I apologize, family, if you guys hear the wind. It has been
Crazy
very
windy,
crazy the
yeah.
last couple days here in the Denver metro. So
Well, I'll pick the dark green leather.
that one is going to be 5 silver for that. It is scrap, but it has been worked. So
Yeah, and it looks nice. And it looks like something he's just gonna want. Every once in a while, he's just gonna go. Yeah. So yeah, I'll go ahead and purchase
I don't
that.
know if you would.
Probably doesn't smell like leather right now.
Oh,
well, no,
really?
that's a fully
Oh, it's
completed.
fully completed. Okay,
Yeah.
then it probably smells great.
Yeah,
If
that
it's
one-
just cured,
No, that one's been dyed, worked.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's the scrap
Yeah.
left over from a completed piece.
I got you.
Well, that's all of Patrice's errands for this morning.
As you leave, Madame Lynn, go ahead.
Oh wait, I forgot. Patrice was he wanted to ask Master Lindor about whether or not there was anything that could bolster him from physical attacks that he might be able to wear.
She points to her wall of armor.
Well, he kind of points at his frame and how dainty it kind of is, and how he might not maybe this isn't for him. Is there like a petite section that kind of that is softer, not so rough on his is there something that's below light armor?
Like that. Padded leather is about as low as you could go, man.
Padded leather is still light armor.
No, but I mean, you get what I'm saying, though. It's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
literally
yeah.
is
Okay.
leather with
Okay.
pads underneath it.
Okay.
Let me guess, you're not proficient in any armor, right?
Well, no.
Yeah, so you don't get that benefit.
Oh no, he's just wondering if there's anything has.
Now, if Curtis wants flavor, we can do that. But you're not going to get any benefit.
No. Curtis is looking for a minor benefit.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Okay. Cool.
He's looking for enchanted ropes.
You need magical.
Yeah.
This is an armorer, dude. Not an enchanter, not an artificer. She is purely and you would know this.
Patrice is kind of a noob, so Patrice may not know.
Yeah, but this is his town.
Okay. All right.
Unless he is a complete and utter idiot, and I don't see Patrice may
not an
be
idiot.
annoying.
He's not an
but he's
idiot.
not an idiot,
Fair.
right? It's also a fairly small town. A lot of people are always here, but the people who live here is relatively small. You're talking, I'd say, I mean,
I know
You're not
everybody's. I know
you're-
a little bit about everybody.
you're not about everybody. You're going to know the important players.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say
Public figures.
this may be like
And the town blacksmith would be a public figure.
this is like Rifle.
yeah.
The size of it's a small
Yeah.
3,000 to 5,000 people, but the town blacksmith is someone that you would know
Yeah.
because there's not anything from horseshoeing or simple like making pull rings on your doors.
Well,
Right,
he's
so-
already gone to see Mario. He's gone to see Master Lindor. He doesn't know. Is there anybody else that he might go looking for or something that could aid him in that regard?
Why don't you roll? Why don't you roll something?
I got D100 right here.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
That's a 67.
You're actually hitting in the range there. It was the middle range. So you know that. So you're looking for like magic items, right? This
Something
is Morgan
along
asking
those
Curtis.
Oh yeah.
Bracers, +1
Yeah.
bracers or
Yeah.
something.
You would know that occasionally this makes it. You've heard rumors of items making its way through the markets here, but you don't know who to ask,
All right.
right? They're very, very rare.
Okay. Do I have any relatives that might have an insight?
I don't
into
think
things?
so.
What about some of the people? Like, do I know anybody in town that
Here's-
might kind of point me at the
I don't know how much have you rubbed people the wrong way.
I would say
Like I'm trying.
I would say he hasn't done anything permanently offensive to somebody. He's really just been.
You don't have to be offensive to annoy
Yeah,
people.
but he also has money in his pocket to ask for things.
It's the problem is that I don't know if the people who you would be looking for would necessarily want to offer up things to a holy man.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Mostly because
Sark's not there, but he sympathizes.
as a proselytizer, as you are, even if you don't necessarily go in, most people, when they see someone who preaches, have more of an idea of one of Helm's clerics or something of that kind of, like, to use an alignment table that we never actually use in this game.
Like lawful.
The lawful good kind of motherfucker, right? That dude who is always about upholding. I see you, Nate. I feel you. I hate that but it's the best description I've got.
That's fair.
So by association of being religious, there's
You're a
stigma
proselytizer, right?
on me to just be like,
So
even though,
either they're gonna view you,
okay,
and this is kind of a worldwide phenomenon. So it's not just something specifically, and it's not necessarily your fault. This is something that is fairly common, except for in a couple of areas. They're either gonna see you as that goody, or they're gonna view you as corrupting the youth, kind of shit.
okay,
So either way, they don't want to do business with you.
got it, okay. Has there been anybody that I have brought a meal to that might have some knowledge?
Probably not.
Okay.
But it's a good question. But as you leave Master Lindor's, if I can get you to make a quick perception check for me, Patrice. There's one good thing about this table. It always makes me make sure I gotta be on point on my lore.
Right.
Right? Like my other tables, not always, but sometimes. This one's always I gotta be on it.
16.
You notice Sid, your new half orc companion, sitting on a bench, looking across the way at the sunning Tritons, and occasionally a sea elf popping up, coming out. Most sea elves live underwater or in that area.
Do they seem to keep to themselves? Like they don't really associate.
To
with
borrow my friend Kim's term,
Yes.
yine.
Right.
So yes and no.
Okay.
Everyone kind of keeps to themselves, right? No one is really. There's not a lot of, but it's in the same vein. It is an integrated society. The only ones who seem to be kind of aloof of everything are the Tritons,
Okay.
right? You don't know why. Tritons are very specific to this area, so you've seen them before because you've been through here. You grew up with them, Patrice. So Scald and Patrice. But for the rest of you, this is probably the first time that you have seen a Triton. So just picture a greenish blue sea elf, but instead of traditionally pointy elf ears, they have like a fin ear and webbing in their fingers and toes. They stay aloof of everybody, right? They kind of, no one knows why, no one really knows what they do. Maybe the sea elves do, you're not sure, but...
Would I be? I kind of get the feeling I'd be sort of enamored by them, or
Okay.
like, just in their difference, and fascinated by why they're where they are, and
I think that would be normal for you. The legation is a very diverse society.
Okay.
There is no majority. There's a plurality, between orcs, goblins, bugbears, half orcs, hobgoblins. It is the quote unquote monstrous races is what your competitors and the nations that you're antagonistic with have labeled you. But all of those, so it's like you would be very interested in it just because of the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So before we roll on, I feel like that's a pretty good stopping point. Let's go ahead and take a real quick break, and then we will be right back with more Drinks! Welcome back to Campaigns and Concoctions. We are so happy that you are here with us. We have got drinks galore. Man, we spent a little bit extra time making drinks, and I am super excited because we've got at least 3 here, and they're all something. And none of them are bad. We have never had a bad cocktail at this table.
I've made some bad drinks.
No, they're not.
Just told you about them.
I don't think
I've
they're
also had
bad.
some bad drinks, and I just haven't told you guys about
Yeah,
it.
it's very
Well, but not at the table though.
correct. Well,
I've made them, and they were gonna go to the table, and then I was like, "Yeah, we're starting that over."
Yeah. So
So I'm not wasting the booze, but I don't
it's
want
actually
anybody else
Curtis.
to try it.
We'll start with you. You have 2 cocktails in front of you. We're gonna go through all of them since we didn't go last
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
so I made what's called a Rabo de Gallo, and it is I don't know, it's Portuguese. Did I get it close?
I'm not Portuguese.
All
I can,
right.
I can say Spanish words, not
So
Portuguese.
a Rabo de Gallo is a
Gallo, I think. I think it's
It's
more
got-
closer to Italian.
2 ounces of cachaca, which is essentially like a white pot stilled rum from Brazil, but it's made with cane juice as opposed to
Cane
molasses
sugar, yeah.
or other things, but cane juice specifically. It's got 0.75 ounces of chinar, which is an artichoke liqueur, and it's got 0.75 ounces of sweet vermouth with a lime twist. And I think it's rather subtle with a small, like, ever since my wife told me when she tried cachaca that it's got like a hint of apple to it, I can't taste anything else, and I just think it's just divine. I love it.
I thought that it needed a little bit more citrus to it.
Oh yeah, it's great in other things. One of my other favorite drinks.
No, I mean
of
that
theirs.
cocktail specifically.
Yeah.
So
And then the other drink I made is called a Oaxacan Roja, which has 2 ounces of mezcal, which we're using the Banez, and we've got 0.5 ounces of Chinar, 0.5 ounces of maraschino liqueur, 2 dashes of orange bitters with a maraschino cherry garnish, and I like that one a lot. That one is super nice. It's got smokiness to it. It's got the dryness from the maraschino, and it's just great. John, tell us some more about
I
it.
didn't get to try this.
All
one.
right.
That one is
I love the smoke
it
already.
good?
The smoke on the nose is already brilliant.
it's
We're all shocked.
it's very strong, right?
I think it's really well balanced.
I think it's
is.
it's the same.
The
I enjoyed it.
Chinar comes through a lot. Almost.
I'm starting to think
I'm not a huge. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Chinar. I like Chinar in certain things. So I personally might scale back the Chinar just a little bit on that, because it does overpower the mezcal a little bit. But all in all, it is a pretty well balanced cocktail, and it doesn't do the mezcal any disservice, right? Like, this is really good, really good.
And the reason I'm not pairing this back family is because actually I had a request from a friend of mine, Will, who loves the cocktail port.
Oh yeah, nice.
He really enjoys it. He feels like it
Awesome.
gives us a really something really unique that we do. So
And then I made Dustin an Irish Beekeeper, which we've featured on here before. We featured it for the first time the night that I made it up.
it's a great cocktail.
It's a really tasty
Really good
cocktail. So that one is 2 ounces of Irish whiskey. 2 ounces of Irish whiskey. I used Jameson this time. I do plan to get another bottle of Redbreast pretty soon. I think it'll be even tastier with the Redbreast.
Ooh, green spot.
Or Green Spot. Yeah, that'd be really good too. And then it's half an ounce of honey syrup. If you guys don't know how to make honey syrup, it's the same as simple syrup. It is 1 part honey to 1 part water.
I made my first honey syrup today.
Yep, it's real easy, and you don't even you don't need to do it in a pot. I typically do it in the bottles that I'm going to store it in. I just fill it halfway with honey. I use the kettle to boil the water, and then I just pour it in and shake.
I made it just like I do simple syrup, so in
Yeah.
the pot. So
You don't even and same with simple syrup. You don't actually need to keep it in the you don't need to boil.
I never let it
the
get that far.
Sugar in the water.
I'm putting something
Yeah.
in it, right? So.
All you got to do is heat up the water to a boil, and then add it to the sugar and stir, and then let it cool off. It's very
See, family,
simple.
even those of us who are here don't always know what the fuck we're doing.
And then the other drink that I made, I tried Googling it because I wasn't sure whether or not it was actually a drink before my friend introduced this to me, but I'm pretty sure she invented this cocktail. It's called a Cafe Nola, and it was 1.5 ounces of Wheatley. I did an ounce. My recipe's a little bit different than hers because I wanted the coffee liqueur to come through a little bit more. But 1.5 ounces of Wheatley vodka, 1 ounce of coffee liqueur, the St. George
Very good.
Nola coffee liqueur, 3/4 or half an ounce of Nonino Amaro, and half an ounce of, we used the
St. George.
True Story Pinot Noir in that drink as well. I already said the St. George coffee liqueur.
I am completely distracted by the mini painting that Jared did for Patrice. It looks so damn good. Well done, sir. And he's only, I would say, by his standards, he's half done?
No, he's
3/4?
probably more than that. 3/4.
Yeah.
But I garnished the Cafe Nola with maraschino cherry on a pick as well, because I like to put fruits that you can eat in the drink so that it gets to soak up all the booze.
That's why mine
And
is
then
sitting
you
at
got
the bottom of the glass.
yeah, you got a boozy little treat at the bottom of your glass.
So I just took a peek at Patrice as well. The problem is as much as I think this is gorgeous, I can't appreciate it because I don't know what I'm looking at.
Thank you.
right? Yeah. How much time and effort went into it?
See, like Curtis is blown away, but because Curtis and John
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
the fuck they've done,
Yeah.
I have no fucking clue, right? Like this is stunning.
That's
and
the eyes.
beautiful.
Those are the first set of eyes I've ever done, and this is what it looks like when you know what you're doing. And this is a giant, so it's 3 times the size of that guy, and I still messed it up.
I think the problem is it's the same problem with my hearing. It's too many flashes and explosions.
Right.
Right. I have a permanent after image family.
Yeah.
So, and if we ever get to that, to discuss that, we could talk about it on my other podcast. So, with that being said, Patrice has walked out of Madame Lindore's blacksmithery. I think that's not a correct term, but I like it, so we're going to go with it. And sees that Sid is sitting at a bench observing the Tritons. Are the three of you sitting inside or outside? Because they do have outside seating.
Maybe outside.
It is quite lovely in
yeah.
the morning in Haven. Haven probably doesn't really start to heat up until about 11 o'clock, and then it does start to get toasty.
So Sark probably would have sat down outside while those two went in and got stuff and just sat there reading.
So, Patrice, what would you like to do?
Patrice is gonna go and sidle up to
To Sid?
Sid, and he knows that he doesn't want to frighten him or startle startle Sid because of the last few times that has happened, the bracing and the haymakers that were ready to fall. So he's gonna take a wide berth and come from the front, and do an awkward wave and ask if. Do you mind if I sit with you?
She takes a long draw from her pipe. No, just admiring the beauty of this place.
I'm a little biased because I haven't been anywhere else really, but I think it's the most beautiful place on the planet. I think it's the most beautiful place on the planet. He says slightly louder again.
I've been many places, but they are all beautiful in their own way.
You know, somebody really important to me told me to kind of spread my wings and get out into the world a little bit. So, how did you go about doing that?
Before I just took orders and went where I was told. This is relatively new experience for me, but I guess I chose to come here, but somebody also gave me a shove. Someone I hold dear. Sounds kind of similar to you. Someone...
Yeah, I feel a little bit like a baby bird just kind of being pushed out of this cozy nest that I've grown up in. Filled with pirates, but cozy nonetheless.
It is a cozy little nest of pirates.
How... I've heard stories. I guess I've heard of Haven before. Way back when I first gained my powers.
Little sword.
Right.
I believe that Haven came to be after some sort of cataclysm event, sort of, where I heard it was a safe place for those of magic users against a tyrant, and some great unknown sorcerer divided it from a continent and saved the city of Haven and the people and sacrificed himself to protect this unique place that was free from tyranny. Do you know if that's true? Is that really how Haven came to be?
Do I know if it's true? Probably not. Do I feel that it's true? With everything that I am. I am very excited to try new things and to go and just be free and do some stuff and I agree with what you said about sacrifice and protection. Those are strong motivators for me in the things that I decide and the things that I choose and how I go about doing what I do. So yeah, that's kind of those. I would even venture to say those would be core tenets of how I make decisions, is whether or not it is protecting those that need it, or sacrificing of myself to serve those around me.
As odd as you can be sometimes, we are at the core kindred spirits in our beliefs and how we decide to go about what the day puts before us.
It does feel that way. I agree. You see those tritons over there?
Yeah, what do you know why they sit out on those rocks? And do you know is there a city underneath the water there in that bay?
Well, I myself can't breathe underwater until very recently, but SOA told me that that was the only place he found solace from. She found solace from me, so I don't know. Would you like to go and see sometime?
Sure. Are they open to us?
Well, we can always ask for consent.
Henry the Crabgrass.
I had to look up Henry the Crabgrass. That's fair. That's a fair critique. But yeah,
Wait.
it's from campaign 2 of Critical
Oh,
Role.
that's right. Okay.
He's
I
a
think
he's
it
a
was.
sentient crabgrass
Yes, that's
that
right.
asks
No,
for
it's
consent.
it's
Was
a
it
crabgrass from Speak
one?
with Plants.
Yeah.
But it came into crit roll and they talked about it a whole bunch.
Yeah. And
Well, and
Justin-
then Ashley
Justin wondered-
Johnson dressed up as Henry Crabgrass.
Oh no way.
That's fine. Yeah. So
Send
that's
me-
a
send
that's
me
a fair
picture later.
critique.
Okay.
But we could always go and see if we're welcome or not.
Not today, but maybe tomorrow. If there's nothing that comes up between now and then, I'd say we figure out. We go exploring. As your whoever you told you, spread your wings. I think it's good advice for you.
Huh.
It might lead. Maybe you'll become a little bit more even kiltered. Possibly.
People say that like I'm very one-sided. I don't. Maybe perspective is meant to come from the outside and not from within. Maybe that's what I need more of. Do you know where those other fools are that we were hanging out with?
No, I just woke up this morning and came here. I wondered until I heard the ocean and that kind of drew me, and found these benches and just kind of decided to reflect on all the things that have happened the last couple days. I got here 5 days ago, and 4 days ago. Yeah, this is day 4. And a lot's happened, and I'm still wondering why is there more? Was I here to just save those people, or is there more that Shavat is trying to tell me as I came here?
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. What a lovely view.
I turn to Elle and I go, I like you too. The soldier, she seems pretty okay. The preacher seems pretty okay. Even if for some reason it seems like everyone in this town hates him. I don't know why. He seems like a genuinely great guy to me. And the little sorcerer girl, she can handle her own. Also, it's scary as fuck when she goes all smoky and invisible. That's pretty tight.
I'm jealous.
I just don't blame you.
I love that.
I'm a little jealous too. I'm not gonna lie.
Aboard.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
I really hope Matt listens to this
I hope so
episode.
too. Yeah.
Jealous
We
is
love
not
you,
the word I
Matt.
would
One
use,
person
but
that
yes.
doesn't listen.
Yeah.
He'll probably listen to this one though. Hey Matt,
You're fine.
thanks for
Matt.
listening.
So I think I'm cool with us sticking together for as long as it's, profitable and we're all achieving the goals that we've got. But more importantly, you guys want a ship and I want a ship. It sounds like,
I need you two to make.
or at the very
perception
least,
check.
a ship would achieve some of the goals that you've
Nope.
got.
I mean, I'd like to make some money.
What I was gonna say is we need to make some more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
16?
You see these three sitting
Yeah, shipping seemed like a
at the
good.
north end of town at the tobacco.
I don't disagree.
Okay.
I don't disagree. Shipping is a good way to do it. It's just,
So
you don't want to be beholden to these brokers and these
Of course.
shipping magnates and stuff like that, And
I
also, if
sink.
you're... What's that?
I sink.
I don't.
It's my only issue with boats.
I don't blame you.
I haven't tried.
I can probably teach you to swim.
I don't think that's the problem.
He's a lot heavier than he looks.
I think I've got ways around it. I've got some ideas for you.
So what are you two doing?
Speaking of our compatriots, they're seeming. I looked over and they're over at
Edwards.
Edwards.
It's water wings.
We should. Why don't we go join them? I also have a lot more to spend. Some extra resources.
Exactly.
Might go pick up some new smokes.
That sounds good.
We'll make our way over there.
So eventually, as the three of you, Scald, El, and Sark, are having this conversation, you see Sid, and it's gone. Sid and Patrice come up to you. Sid goes in, I'm assuming, to buy a bit more tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
Patrice, you're fine. That's why there's a shark knot on it. You all sit down, and is there anything else that you guys would like to discuss before?
I'm gonna look over at Scald and say, "Where did you? The bracers new, or the pauldrons new?
Yeah, I went to the armor blacksmith.
Where's that at?" And
Down the road a little ways.
I'll just stop by there. I need a piece.
That requires you waking up at a decent hour.
She
I'm
seems to
awake.
work most of the day.
I don't need anything complicated.
No, but that requires you being up.
And I'm awake now.
Because I kicked you. Bad. I think. Yeah, it wasn't actually you.
So you kicked the bed, but I'm still awake now.
As this conversation's happening, Patrice walks out after having bought another bag of tobacco. Sid, yes, thank you, sorry. Sid walks out. I'm looking at you, and I'm calling you the wrong name. Sid walks out with another bag of tobacco. But approaching your table is a purple tiefling in traditional sailor's clothing.
Piratey or sailory?
Yes.
Cool.
A cavalier hat with a very large feather. And he comes up. Hey, y'all. My name is Atticus McKenzie. Are y'all the ones that have just been working for the harbor master?
What do you do, Atticus?
I'm the captain of the Shirlene.
Interesting.
My boss has heard word of the work that you did. She'd like to have a word with you.
And who's your boss?
I think she'd rather introduce. She's just down the road. She's at the Badge and Bottle. She's seeking a shore party for some work that she's unable to accomplish right now. I figured it'd be an interview both ways.
What boat are you on?
The Shirlene.
The Shirlene.
History check for me.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Advantage with this one.
Thank God.
as a sailor.
That's much better.
Much.
Yeah. I saw it was a 2
It was a 2 first.
on the die. You don't have any. You don't have any multiplier on this or modifier
Nope, I don't.
on history.
Plus
History
0.
majors aren't allowed to have
So what's the
multipliers in history.
16.
Atticus what?
Atticus McKenzie. The Shirlene, from what you know, is a like a 2-masted brig. Commercial, but it hasn't made a lot of news in the last few years, so you don't know if it's moved hands. The last that you've heard of it was operating to the west of Haven,
Okay.
right on the edges of kind of like unknown seas. But you don't know. It doesn't seem to be tied with anything, any big government or big organization or anything.
Gotcha.
The last you heard was the reason it moved west was new ownership.
Got it. Captain McKenzie,
Yeah.
I think we're at least open to hearing out your patron.
I said she's actually ready. If y'all are ready right now, we can just head down there and she'll meet you up right now.
Why don't you head on down, and I'm gonna finish my coffee and my smoke.
How much time?
As long as this coffee and the smoke takes.
15 minutes minimum.
Probably right around there.
Sounds good. I'll let her know that y'all are available.
Excellent.
And so for y'all, as well as the audience at home, while tieflings are rare, they are common enough that you would recognize. There's outside of the D&D official colors. There's a few. So there's red, blue, purple, black, white, and gray, as well as a few weird mixes that are very rare.
And Atticus is purple.
It's
You said
purple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what his employer was his.
He didn't give a name.
Oh, I thought she did.
He just said she.
All right. So once he's out of earshot, I turn to everybody else, and I'm just kind of like, I hope I didn't overstep by saying that we would hear out this this business offer, but I feel like we all kind of need some cash, and if people want to hire us out as a crew.
What do you know about this bottling whatever? That we're
It's a bar.
The Badger Bottle is
Badge bottle.
the one that you've been in.
Yeah.
I followed him in.
You've been in.
It's sort of an industry bar.
kind of a middling, yeah.
That industry is sailors and pirates.
okay.
I do recognize the name of the Shirlene as well, and I conveyed the information that I know about it. I don't think there's any reason to be worried about who these people are, to be honest with you. At least not Captain McKenzie.
If it gets us some more cash, I'm okay with it.
I don't have much else to do. I'll go with you.
All right. Treese, you want to come along?
Sounds delightful.
All right.
My only concern is if it turns out this Vivian character is the new owner of the Shirlene.
It's a possibility.
Not that that would make me say no, but
Sure. I mean, I don't
that just complicates payment.
I don't hold any particular loyalty to the harbor master, to be quite frank with you. He seems to be an adequate statesman.
He certainly pays well.
He pays well.
That's the most important part to me.
Worst case scenario, if it is Vivian, we hear her out. If she pays better than the harbor master, we take her job. If she doesn't pay better than the harbor master, we go talk to him about it and see if we can get him to pay us to shut her down. Fuck it.
Maybe we could stop by and let him know either way, if he's willing to pay for the information.
Yeah, absolutely. She didn't seem like a particularly good individual, last time we crossed paths with her. So I've got no problem with double crossing somebody who's underhanded and, scamming folks, essentially.
I'll finish up with my pipe and
Yeah,
coffee and
I finished my coffee, and I get up to walk down when I have just enough of my cigar left that I know it'll burn out by the time I get to where I'm going.
Perfect. About 20 minutes later.
I assume my role of more automaton to him,
Okay.
and so I'm sitting behind him more and not actively looking aware.
as soon as you step back and start put more robotic movements, just lean over to Skull and just be like, just roll like he's a golem.
Do you say that just to Scald or to these other two as well?
I would. It's directed at Scald, but it's loud enough that they can hear it.
Okay, cool.
Say, got it.
Awesome. So as you enter the badge and bottle,
Oh, real quick.
go ahead.
I feel like we should have a code word for when you want to do this. Let's call it the Pinocchio.
Cannon.
Yep.
You're lucky I'm not a player because I would make you fucking explain that shit. Thank God for good wine.
I think I'm saving that for later to ask.
Is that a verb or a noun? What is what?
Yep.
Huh.
3 languages in a trench coat.
That's right.
Family, sorry, I gotta. That fucking wine is spectacular.
Wine
So
is
good.
good.
It's so good. I'm about to make some more cocktails with it too.
I just want the wine.
No, I don't blame you.
Honestly.
But I want to play with cocktails with it.
That's fun.
Somebody's stealing a vehicle outside.
Pause.
Oh shit.
Pause it quick. We'll be back, family.
Hey, family, I gotta say, well, I'm not really sorry about that. We had to stop because there was someone out in the community who was going through something. Someone actually was trying to steal a vehicle here in our neighborhood. And family, I was very happy with our hosts' community. They came out in force to help protect this person, and we hope that things go well for them. It was a tough moment, so that's why. I know for you guys this is going to be about 2 minutes, but for us it was about 35 minutes. We wanted to make sure that everyone in the community was safe. If there's one thing that we here at Campaigns and Concoctions are very, very much for is community action, is we need to take care of the people around us, because otherwise, it is what it is. So, thank you for understanding our abrupt leaving at that one. But when we left off, the party was getting ready to walk into the badge and bottle.
We do have drinks.
So we do have drinks. Yes, thank you. We are a little discombobulated right now,
Yes.
but
Jared.
3.
I don't care how
think
many we have. Share your drinks.
3.
We have Sid's drink or Jared's drink. We have
2 drinks from me.
Yeah.
So this is probably the best drink I've invented so far. I think it's an invention. It's 2 ounces Roku gin, about 1.5 ounces of maple syrup, about 1.25 ounces of lemon juice, or 1.5 ounces. A couple dashes of cinnamon in there. Shook it up, and then took lemon pill, twisted it. All right, I guess I rolled it into the glass.
You
Expressed
expressed
it
it,
into
yeah.
the glass. Rolled it, rubbed it around the rim.
put it on a cocktail
Yep. Then he stabbed it with a pick,
with a pick, and put that in the glass.
penetrated it, if you will.
Honestly, this is
Morgan-
this is the epitome of white girl brunch, and I'm down with
Right?
it.
Yeah.
Dude, and
Right?
it's
I'm
super
down
crunchy
with it.
and it's
It's
super
so
delicious.
good. It's
And
so
I
good.
have
It is
most of
such
what
a
I've been making at home right
well-balanced
now has
cocktail.
been
The build
fruity
is, like,
cocktails because that's what
borderline
I've had at
perfect.
home.
Dog, let me
But
tell you what.
so
I was not introduced to brunch till a 35-year-old man, right? And I'm a Mexican boy who has never experienced it, so I'm down for this
brunch
shit.
is the best. I don't care.
So this,
Brunch is the best.
this
Crepes.
drink, it's citrusy, it's sweet without being cloying or overly sweet. You get the maple in there. The Roku is the perfect pairing of
Told you.
gin
I
for this
told
thing.
you.
Fucking Roku is the shit. I love Roku. But yeah, I mean, this is an excellent cocktail. It is, and it's
Very
beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a nice like amber hue.
It looks like
And,
honey.
yeah, it really does. It looks like honey. Yeah, it's absolutely delicious.
Did you say the name?
Oh, I named it Granny's Sin. I came up with that tonight. So, I forgot. No, the thing I forgot to do there. The most important ingredient is Granny apples. Slice a healthy amount into the shaker and muddle it to hell,
Nice.
and then
Yeah.
shake it. I forgot the
Very
Granny
nice.
Smith. That's why it's called Granny's
Granny's Sin.
Sin because
I
it's
like
Granny.
That's a great
Smith
name.
apple and
Granny
cinnamon.
Sin. That
Nice.
definitely needs to go on the disc.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
will
CIN?
throw it up there.
Yeah.
CIN.
CIN?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes.
I thought you might have used Chinar in it, and that's why I thought you might be
No.
calling it a sin.
No.
But,
That was
yeah.
that other cocktail.
Yeah, yeah.
So, John, what did you make for us?
So
tonight?
I have two cocktails that I made here. One of them is wrong. We're not entirely sure why yet.
We're getting there.
It's
though.
not bad. It's
I'm
just
not
not
gonna-
right.
I'm not going to talk about it too much, but it is a cognac drink. So that one I used Remy Martin, which you all should know by now is my favorite cognac.
We've never actually talked about cognac on the podcast.
We haven't.
Not even when I did the Poor Man's Poison.
You said Remy.
You
but
said
you didn't
Remy,
say
but you never.
How much I love Remy.
No.
Nope. How I can't imagine a world in which I don't have at least one bottle of Remy in my house.
Cognac is wonderful, and
This
it's
is the
Fucking
first
love
time.
Cognac.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I abso-fucking-lutely love Remy Martin, and I will never work in another bar again that will not stock it. If they don't stock it when I get the job, I'm going to demand that they start stocking it. Otherwise, I'm going to quit.
honestly, I'm not sure if there's a better cognac.
I don't think there is. And Hennessy is wonderful. It's
It's
a
just- it's not
wonderful
as good.
cognac.
It's not as good.
It's just not as good. And then
Yeah, I got my
used,
bottle of Cavatier over here.
I used some Nonino Amaro, which we are now getting low on.
Damn
Just
it.
saying. Just saying.
It's because it's delicious.
I know, we use it in every drink. I know. I've even started using it in gin drinks from time to time. It's ridiculous.
It's the most expensive Amaro.
I mean, we can live up with the Montenegro for a while. Right.
No, we can't.
You're
We
right,
Really
we can't.
It's
I was
not,
trying to
those
be
are so
placating.
different.
They're
drinks.
so different. And then I used some of the St. George Nola coffee liqueur and some of the True Story Pinot Noir, and some Peychaud's bitters and the allspice dram. Like, it ended up being, we were trying to find our way, like trying to blaze a trail through this thing. That'll be the name of it when we figure it out.
Trailblazer.
It'll be the Trailblazer.
It's a good name.
But
We
we're
gotta get
gonna figure it
reductive
out.
on this shit.
Yeah, we need to start pulling things out of the drink to really refine it and fine tune it. The other one came out near perfect on the first try. We just needed to add a little bit more heat to it. So, future iterations will be thusly: 1 ounce of Kraken rum, 1.5 ounces of Don Q 151.
Don Q.
Don Q 151. A half ounce of Nonino Amaro, an ounce of the True Story Pinot Noir, and a half ounce of date syrup with 2 dashes of Peychaud's bitters. And I think this is a really well balanced cocktail. I think
Great.
the build is
It is.
right. It's a bit sweet. The first version without the Don Q in it was too sweet and not hot enough. Adding the Don Q brought the heat level right up.
I liked the first one.
Yeah,
But
this is better.
As a
Yeah.
rum guy, like
Yeah.
I'm the only one that would like it. Mm-hmm. This one's better.
Yeah, it is. It's objectively better.
We just gotta figure out a garnish and a name, or we're good to go.
So this is going to be the Blue Ring.
The blue ring.
Can you tell us about the Blue Ring octopus?
The blue ring octopus is like the most deadly octopus on the planet to humans. Probably one of the few deadly octopus to humans. It's around Australia. I read about it when I lived in there when I was a kid, and it's like a terrifying little thing, just like everything else in Australia that will murder you.
So when is everyone else getting octopus tattoos? I already got mine.
I was actually thinking about what I was going to get, and I might end up getting something similar to what you got.
Can you just rub your tattoo onto me? Can we?
I think that's how it
transfer?
works. Yeah.
Do you have one yet? Get one,
He doesn't
fool.
have any tattoos.
Do you have one yet, fool?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're the only one,
Totally
Curtis.
redone, but yes, I
Yeah.
have.
Now, granted, John and I are, I think, the most heavily tattooed out of
Yeah,
all of us.
yeah.
I mean, Dustin's close, but
Yeah.
I take third, but it's a
It's
solid third.
it's a very solid third. Yeah.
like it's very close of who has more. I think John's got me beat by a little bit.
I don't know if I do. I think you might actually.
You've got the
have-
chest piece, dude.
That's true. I
I'm
do
gonna
have a
get one of them
gigantic chest piece.
tattoos like in Blade on my lip.
No, you don't.
That
you
says
don't
that
want that.
I'm a vampire.
It's a waste of money.
You sure?
Yeah.
They go
It's
away.
gonna wear off
It'll go
so
away.
fast.
Yeah.
All right.
Your skin
the
regenerates
same as
inside your
doing
mouth
this.
too fast.
See, that
So-
might be what I
but
want.
that's actually
though.
less.
Wears off
That's
right
less
away.
than palms or less.
Then
Yeah.
inside the lip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because someone who's debating on knuckles or hand back of hands next. I digress.
Yeah. So I'm calling this one the blue ring because there's 2.5 ounces of rum, and everything else in this drink is liquor except for the date syrup. So this drink is about 4 ounces of liquid, and half an ounce of that is something that's not liquor.
And it's a beautiful
It's
brownish.
it's a
reddish
very beautiful
It's
hue.
Beautiful.
I think it'll probably get garnished with like blueberries to
Yeah.
go along with the
Yeah.
theme, and I think that the
Yeah.
like sweet tart of a blueberry would do well in there.
May I rebuttal?
Mhm.
Blackberry.
I mean, don't get me wrong, blackberry's my favorite berry, right? But I'm thinking blueberry just for the aesthetic.
it's fair.
Just
It's
for
fair.
the
It's
aesthetic.
fair.
Is
you
that
know?
because the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice?
Yeah.
Oh God,
Okay.
it's so delicious. Oh, sorry, did that come out?
yeah.
I'm sorry. All women are delicious. Sorry,
I don't know if that's better.
it's not.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like
that was worse for me.
that was a wrong. That was not the right direction.
Sorry, family. I'm on my third glass of wine, and that was bad.
But
My
yeah,
bad.
so
I apologize.
those were the drinks that we had, and I'm probably just gonna end up having. Well, I'm gonna drink both of these, which is gonna get me a little toasty. So if I start sounding a little toasty on this podcast, you'll know why. And then I'm gonna have another glass of True Story.
True
Pinot
story.
Noir,
yeah, which is what I've been drinking, and which has made me say that horrible thing.
It's so tasty. It's the best Pinot Noir.
Horrible's not the right word.
No.
Horrible's not the right word.
It is what it is. So
Yes.
as the five
So
of
we're
you
walking in. Yeah.
walk into the Badge and Bottle, you see the bartender, which you have seen, human male. And if I'm wrong, internet, correct me, but I'm pretty sure it was a human
almost
male.
positive you're right. I might even have it in my notes.
The one thing that you notice, other than the bartender, is everyone in the building right now is a tiefling,
Oh shit.
Interesting.
and they are all centered around the back table. So you see 15 tieflings in the bar. No one else. And it's a good mix. The majority of the tieflings fall into the traditional categories of red. So the traditional tieflings, the ones that are not mixed, are red, blue, and black and white. But most of them here are red and blue.
Okay.
But
So, McKinsey?
Mackenzie,
McKinsey is the only purple?
he is the only purple.
Okay.
You do see one gray
Okay.
as well, but the striking feature is the fact that in the back corner you see a single tiefling woman who is sitting next to her. There's a little like a coat hook with a brown leather duster that is hanging, and next to it on another hook is a brown bolero hat. You see
Nice.
the tiefling woman that you see looks like this. I will post this on the Discord.
Nice. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm very bummed that Matt's not here.
Yeah. You've been wanting to use that picture for something for a while.
Actually, Matt will know exactly who I'm talking about here in a minute. you instantly see Captain McKenzie. He stands up. Oh, hey, y'all. I know, sorry, it's a little disconcerting. I know there's not a lot of us like this. We don't congregate this much. Don't worry. Y'all ain't in no danger. Please, if you would come with me. You can tell that he is very defensive of his people, of tieflings.
Does it seem like he knows what I am?
Actually, you know what? I need to roll for that one. You're not hiding it, are you? You don't hide who you are, right?
I don't hide who I am, but I'm not advertising either.
Yeah, he rolled like shit.
No.
It's not that he doesn't know. He just doesn't care.
Sure.
Right. So he grabs the 5 of you and he leads you back to that table.
Before he can even say that, I say to him, "What would be disconcerting about meeting with a bunch of sailors?"
I'm more concerned now than I was before.
It's the horns, y'all.
I think they look good on you.
Oh, thank you. It's much appreciated.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, us tieflings, we get a bit of a reputation. The town that I'm from was founded as a safe haven for us during the Great Hunt.
Sounds like a beautiful place.
It is a beautiful place, but we don't talk about it too much.
I wouldn't expect it to.
So, yeah, I won't even tell you the name.
You shouldn't.
But let's introduce you to the boss.
Absolutely.
And as he walks you over, and he heads straight over to the. So for the family who is listening, the woman from about her nostrils up is white, like bracingly whiteboard white, and then from everything below is dark, like not brown but black,
Like pitch.
like pitch black, and her horns come straight from the front of her head, straight up curled like an ibex.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yep.
And she is writing in a notebook. And she looks up. And Atticus, my new friends, let me introduce you to the boss. This is Prosperin Richter's daughter. I spell Prosperin.
Oh, so close.
Richter's daughter. Richterdotter.
Can you spell that one more time?
Which one?
Richt.
ER.
Never mind.
You got it? Perfect. I haven't said that in that way. I spell.
Thanks for stealing my last name, pretty much.
Dude,
At the end there, that's funny as shit.
So you know,
Oh,
just so
yeah.
you know, Prosper and
funny.
Richter's daughter is the whole reason we have this fucking game.
Nice.
She was a character I built for a 10 level one shot and needed about a 15-page backstory and created this whole fucking world.
Nice.
So, thank you, Elena Stiles. Saya on the Discord server.
Yeah.
She is. She was the DM for that game. She's
Very
someone I've
cool.
introduced. She is awesome. I hope
Very
she's listening.
cool.
Elena, I love you. I know you were my DM for the last game that fell apart, but I love you. You're awesome and you're a good D&D player. So much respect.
Do I know enough about tieflings to know if there's like a cultural greeting that I ought to give in some way?
Roll a history check.
Okay. 17.
No.
Okay.
Basically, but with a 17, there are really two communities of tieflings.
Okay.
There are the tieflings from Seacand, which is the southern continent where you're from.
Right. Yeah.
That's the ones that suffered from the Great Hunt.
Right.
Right? Those are the ones that went hiding. They're mostly in caravans.
Yeah.
And then there's the tieflings from Wudan.
Yeah.
That were the three cities.
Yeah.
With the mediocrity.
Right.
They are more open and bold.
Mm-hmm.
In real world sense, their culture is more of a, if you were to think of, like, say, an Arabic port city
Sure. Yeah.
kind of thing. While the tieflings of the south are more of, like, West Virginia, Appalachia,
Yeah.
communities that but mobile.
Sure.
Kind of like a mix of like a Roma.
Right.
And,
yeah. Travelers and.
So there's not really one solid one.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Which version of that would I be most familiar with?
You'd be more familiar with the Seacand one, the Appalachia Roma one,
Okay.
because Seacand is the southern continent that encircles, so that's where everyone but SOA and Patrice is from.
Gotcha.
So then
Would
you could,
I also be more familiar with that one?
Uh,
or would I be more familiar with?
you'd be more you'd actually be you'd be the one of the few that's familiar with both
Gotcha. Okay.
because
Are there
the-
any tells as to where she's from?
the accent.
Okay.
Atticus Mackenzie's from Seacand.
Her
It's
But we
it's
haven't
the
heard her
accent.
speak yet.
No,
Okay.
Attic-
But I
no,
know that he
That's
is.
Atticus is the captain.
Right. Yeah. I know that Atticus is
Yeah.
Seacand. Okay.
So that's the tell.
Okay, that's good to know.
That's
good
the
to know.
tell.
Yeah.
So
As soon as when I see her, I walk up. Like I get ahead of everybody else, and I kind of walk up, and I sort of stand at like parade rest, if you will, right? Like feet at shoulder width, hands clasped behind my back.
small back. Yep.
Very upright, and with my chin held up a little bit and gazing over her, waiting for her to acknowledge me. And I do this ahead of everybody else in an attempt to kind of like lead the way that we introduce ourselves.
So Prosperin is sitting at at the table, and she's writing in a book, leather bound. It's a beautiful diary journal. You're not quite sure what it is, and then she looks up, and in a very, very neutral dialect. So for you, Scald doesn't match any of them.
Right.
You must be the ones that my captain have found. Would you please take a seat? And I need L and Sark to make a. Oh, where is my DM screen? Because this is, I don't know what this is going to be. Thank you. I had it, I just couldn't grab it. D100. There's just certain things that just I wish there were more skills. I know 3-5. I don't want that many.
42.
Okay.
19.
You, Sark, was the low end this time. You recognize the name Richter. So this is a patronymic. Richter's daughter. She is the daughter of Richter. Richter is the Lord Richter,
Oh.
who is the. No. He is the leader of the city of Bergheim, which is a relatively new addition to the Syndicate. It recently popped into existence about 20 years ago during an event that
Involved another character.
you're not entirely sure what caused it, but it seemed that it was a plateau, a fairly tall plateau on the eastern side of the Syndicate popped into existence, and your boss seems very deferential to this person. He sent a representative to.
I had trouble
Two
spelling
pair.
plateau for a moment.
I know. So, but she looks up and she smiles. Her smile, though, is very weary and tired. My friends, I'm generally not one to hire outsiders, but unfortunately, I have some things I need to do back home. My father has called me home. And I need a shore party, as it were. My crew, who we've met the captain, Captain Mackenzie, they're competent in what they do. However, when it comes to seeking the things I need, usually I work alone. I'm competent enough. And you watch as Elle, you notice that she kind of has she has two books next to her, right? She's got the one that she's writing in, and she's got another one. As an artificer, you recognize this as a spell book. Right? There is an aura of power that just emanates on her that all of you can feel. It's kind of dark. It's not disturbing, but it's dark. I'm willing to pay you to acquire an item. From what I understand, it's on the island of Rugen. It's right here. Oh my! What are you giggling at, Jared?
The way I drew mine. I'm making symbols in my notebook for locations and people, so I know quickly can skim my notes. But the way I drew my symbol is funny.
So for you, fell-handed,
Yes.
you would know that the island of Rugen is located between the freed city of Haven and Ile Saint Matri.
Excellent.
It's a small island between the two.
Okay.
It's approximately 5 days sail.
Trying to separate player knowledge and character knowledge.
Fair. I'm currently seeking a staff, she says. My father and I have begun experiments, and this is an item that we need for it. Do you as a group, I don't know, are you a cohesive group? What's our negotiations here?
We'll be working as a crew.
Alright, so I'm pretty liberal when it comes to fees. Do you have a negotiated rate, or is it something you want to get back to me with? I have about 12 hours before I need to leave.
What's the staff?
It is, I can find my notes here. Let me get to the right page here. This is the greatest thing about this damn book is that there are story arc outlines,
Love that.
right?
Love that.
So the front page has
so
the
fun.
arc title, villain.
Oh, brilliant. I need to get
Motivation.
that just for writing in general.
It's brilliant,
That's
right?
fucking great.
And on the back side is encounters, beats, and potential ramifications.
Nice.
It also has what happens if you all succeed and what happens if you all fail.
Yeah, I like
Which,
that.
as a DM, I never thought about before. Right? So what you were looking for, she tells you, is the staff of the necromancer.
Are you saying we might not succeed?
You might not succeed at a lot of things,
I mean,
is a
that's
strong-
just normal life for me.
right? And as awesome as this is a fantasy
That's
world,
true.
I do like a level of verisimilitude where you could fail. There was an opportunity for you to fail the last 2 chapters.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it only took 9 d20s.
Natural 20s.
Natural 20s.
And 2 natural ones.
Yeah. If those 2 natural ones would have been natural 20s, you probably would have
Those
failed.
2 natural ones were totally valid, and those 9 natural 20s were
Bullshit.
definitely bullshit.
Morgan bullshit is what
Even though he rolled entirely in front of us and we could see the dice, still bullshit. I'm not sure how he did it.
how many
never do it
DMs
again.
do you know that don't roll behind the screen?
Not many.
Right? There's
Frankly.
2 of us.
Not many, yeah.
Or 3 of us, and we all sit right at this table.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Does staff of the necromancer mean anything to me?
Roll an Arcana check. I have it in my notes somewhere. It's on my computer, and I'm not even gonna deal with it right now.
Rugen is about 5 days sail from here.
That is correct. From what I understand, this staff is in the HoloLands. Do you know that?
Do I know that?
Roll an insight check for me.
Say again?
The HoloLands.
The HoloLands.
Morgan.
10. He had an 18.
And yours
Oh, the
was.
staff of the necromancer. For Arcana.
You don't know what it is exactly, except for the fact that there's as a there anything that's tied with the necromancy side requires a great deal of work, right? Generally speaking, they're not crafted by artificers like yourself. They're crafted by wizards. And they're very specific because most wizards don't actually do material crafting. Artificers do, right?
That makes sense.
But necromancy is has such a level of specificity that that it has to be a wizard that crafts it.
Mine'll be an 11.
On what was the question?
Insight.
For HoloLands, right?
HoloLands, yeah. Oh, You said insight, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Hollowlands are on the eastern side of the island.
Okay.
Western side of the island, sorry.
Yeah.
I had to think. Sorry,
No, you're good. Yeah,
in
yeah.
my other
Yeah.
game it's flipped.
Gotcha. Yeah.
South is more important, so everything's
Sure,
backwards
sure,
on my
yeah.
on my maps. You know that most people avoid that side of Ryugen.
Yeah.
Everything there is to the east and mostly deals with mining. So that's the only thing.
Gotcha. Okay. So we're talking about a minimum of a fortnight for the job.
Okay.
Bare minimum.
I leave the decisions up to you, obviously. I mean,
Well,
a lot of
I just
leeway.
want to make sure that I clarify exactly what it is that we're dealing with.
So she grabs her. She has a beautiful, deep, dark red wine sitting in front
As
of her.
well she should.
Sitting there. I will not quibble with you on details. I'm willing to. What is your offer of pay? I am not without resources, as one may say.
Without being... Oh, go for it.
Out of character, do I have an idea of what our standard rate would be?
I'm trying to find something to help with that. Hang on.
For you two, no. I think because you two don't necessarily work in that side of the business. You guys are a little bit more internal, so you wouldn't know what an external day rate. Plus, it's unless you were to advertise who you're from, because maybe she might know. But
Just
So...
thinking of pay rates versus lifestyle though.
okay,
Because sorry,
No, you're fine.
would I have an idea how much we normally? At least to have a framework.
so the boss would pay you. It pays you on a sliding scale, right?
Makes sense.
The minimum that you get paid per, but see, you get paid like rates on information.
Yeah.
Like each piece, right? So for you, at a minimum, is 1 gold per piece. But the value of that information will steadily slide up to the point where like there is no in scale. Also, the boss is pretty free with his money,
Yeah.
right? He's also been around for nearly 2,000 years, so he's worked some dough. So
I say, Lady Richter's daughter.
Prosper, please.
Prosperin. Absolutely. I assume you know who I am.
And your name is?
Skjald.
The name rings a bell, but I'm not from here.
Never mind. It's academic. You'll have to excuse me.
Roll an intimidation check.
Academic.
You're probably not going to.
That's a nat one.
So it didn't matter. So.
Nope. And I wasn't trying to intimidate her anyways, to be honest with you.
But when you drop that line,
No, I
it's-
totally get it. I
it's,
totally get
you
it.
know,
Yes. Yeah, it's almost like an involuntary intimidation on Skjald's part.
I seriously doubt you were gonna.
Yeah, no. So, out of character, Skjald doesn't consider himself a magic user. Mm-hmm. So he
No, I get
says,
I get
he
that.
says, Prospering, you'll have to excuse me. I don't know the true value of things of this nature. So, if you'll allow me a moment of consultation with my comrades, we can get you a rate while we're sitting here. I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I don't want you waiting for us to come back to you.
I am here until I go home. So I'm here for 12 hours. I'm leaving my ship here.
Gotcha.
I'm.
Will we have access to the ship for this?
If you accept our
Mission.
contract, the Shirlene is at your disposal.
Excellent. Food,
And
board.
everything. And depending on
You're not going to charge us against the time that we're on your ship.
no.
You're an honest businesswoman. And I
Well, and
appreciate
depending. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm from a landlocked space. I don't like my ship. I've named her in the memory of someone who cares, who used to care for me. And I almost regret it.
Understood.
It's been 20 years of pain. And honestly, I'm not opposed to perhaps passing that on.
Is Mackenzie still around?
Mackenzie's right there with you.
Okay, I'm gonna not moving. I'm still in Pinocchio mode. I'm just kind of watching him as this gets.
Make an insight check.
Yeah.
You too.
I also want to make
You
an
too.
insight, yes. No. It's not a nat 1, but it's not worth saying.
Okay.
Nope.
Can I? This goes back a few minutes, but
It's fine.
the word experiment.
Is that what you got?
The word experiment and
I know where you're
strikes an
going.
accord.
So
with
hold on to that. Let me
said.
get
Okay,
to these
go ahead.
two real quick.
Yes.
The two of you noted. You get the sense that maybe he's comfortable with this.
Gotcha.
Okay. Experiment.
What's her name?
Prospering.
Prospering, yeah.
Prosperin. Excuse if I'm overprying. I hate to say this now, but what experiment? Experiment rubs me the wrong way for very personal reasons.
What do you share anything or how visible is your?
It's visible.
Okay.
So, and I'll point. She points to her collarbone underneath, where there's a vial of some liquid that sits underneath there that connects to a.
She looks at you
Clockwork.
real hard.
And I look at her and say, "I am a walking experiment." And I know what that has done to me, so I have concern when someone says experiment.
Well, let me tell you. I take great pride in my care because I lost someone when I was learning a simple spell.
Do I believe her?
20 years ago.
Okay.
My father had entrusted me with the security of our space. And as I learned spells that would bring damage to those who wanted to invade our space, I inadvertently killed my wife.
Mm.
So I know the damage that uncontrolled experimentation can bring. Additionally, my father knows a few things about controlling magic that the average user may not know. I'm not concerned with the, as long as the Lord Richter is involved.
As they're having this conversation, I'm just gonna pull out a little notebook and jot some things down and hand it to Scald.
Okay.
By the way, average user, good band name.
That is a good band name. Hilarious with the text you just sent, John.
Right? Yeah.
We need Matt here tonight. I had planned for Matt to be here tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really did.
Here we go. Ooh.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a couple of times that Matt would have been like, "Oh fuck, oh fuck."
And so you said the name, I was like, oh, I know.
All right, Matt.
Right.
Matt needs a second right now. SOA's just fine.
She stare. I stare.
Dustin needs a second right.
Sid stares into
Right.
the eyes of
I'm trying to,
Prosperin.
write out my knowledge.
Sometimes controlling magic is what I fear the most. As we control it, the best we can do is to learn how untamable it is.
I don't seek to control magic. I seek to understand it. the weave. The weave is what controls magic, not we. There is nothing that any of us here can do to actually control the weave. However, some of us can tap into it in ways that is useful. As can I get everyone to roll a perception check real quick?
Just for the people sitting at home, half the table made voluntary dice rolls. None of us knows why the other people made dice rolls, but a bunch of us made voluntary dice rolls on our own to see what our characters were thinking of this conversation.
No, I love that.
Just so we all know what was happening there.
Patrice was making a roll to see if he understood what the weave was.
Yeah, and
The answer came up, yeah. He does.
Well, the weave is the basic underlying of sorcery. So sorcerers, wizards, bards, and warlocks, and our artificers, that kind of magic. So the different magic is
Druidic and cleric.
Druidic and cleric, which are two separate different types of magic. So
Old school D&D terms: arcane magic versus divine magic.
yeah,
well, in
valid.
mine's broke down a little bit more.
Your divine magic split.
Is split, yeah.
Right,
Druidic,
right.
because Druidic magic is a little bit different. It's got a different flavor, but you're not wrong, Nate. So
Anyone looking at Elle during this conversation can see he's vaguely offended
yeah.
as soon as they start talking about magic can't be controlled.
At the same time, you may be offended, but you get it,
Yeah.
right?
you're just not happy about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you're not happy about
like
it.
not disagreeing, just not happy about
Yeah, pissed.
You're like, I put magic in my ring and now I shoot things.
it. Right.
It's controlling pretty good.
Yeah.
But not always controlled because you miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perception.
17.
14.
18.
10.
16.
So everyone but Sid notices that she is making a quick somatic check as she ends up casting detect magic on all of you around here.
Fuck, what would that show on me? I've never thought about that.
You were
before.
gonna be glowing as fuck.
Yeah, I
dude.
would.
So glowing.
So would you.
Probably.
Wow.
So Sark and Sid actually would probably glow the same because you would
Yeah,
both be
yeah.
invention
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah.
You're old invention magic, Sark. Old invention magic, and so you're new. Crude. Sid is new, crude invention
You're
magic.
new magic.
You
He's
would know
old
your
magic.
existing invention magic. I told
So-
you that.
When she's looking at me,
crazy.
what she would see is under my coat on my hip, there's just a pinprick of light where my sword used to hang.
There's also your eyes,
And then, yeah,
that she would see.
yeah,
She would see your
my devil sight.
no, it's your. Honestly,
Also, I probably glow like subtly just as an individual.
no, your pact glows through your eyes because
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
because of the way that you
Yeah, the
you
way that
described
it's,
it.
yeah.
Right,
That makes
you
sense.
glow L in a different way, but it's your items that you have
And tattoos. Yeah.
I have 3 moist pendants.
on top of like being a celestial sorcerer. So
Yeah, so
I'm
you subtly
very
glow in
confusing to
general as
detect
well.
magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
so
From the
have the,
elbows.
Right, yeah, mostly the elbows and the
Gazer
armpits.
eye on my buckle.
oh, you've got that's right, that's right. I forgot about the gazer eye.
So I just have that and
This
my
is-
goggles.
this
So I'm
is-
just like,
This is so much fun. So,
You know how much ass I've gotten by doing this?
as almost all of you know, magic is magic.
Yeah.
The weave is all encompassing. So to answer your question, and I'm sorry, my dear, I didn't catch your name.
My name is Acidosis Mazog. You can call me Sid.
Sid, so to put your heart at ease, our experimentation is purely to understand the nature of the weave. Elle, make a Arcana check for me, please.
I feel like Skeld's gonna end up being another long name character.
From all the things you murdered.
Yeah. Not necessarily the things I murder, but like
It's
accomplishments.
15.
The fell-handed,
Yeah.
the waffle maker,
There,
Right,
there's
exactly.
something about
the
this
pencil sharpener.
there's something about this conversation, Al, that brings you to it reminds you of your understanding of the end of the Age of Arcana. Right? So the Age of Arcana ended when 5 wizards helped to bring back to control the weave. And it was those who studied necromancy, invention, transmutation, abjuration. Fuck, I can't remember the 5th one. Off the top of my- No, I already said invention.
I don't have that notebook with me.
I think it's conjuration. I think it's conjuration, but I can't
That sounds
remember.
right.
It's the 5 major schools of magic. And I'm pretty sure you got the notes on these because it's the 5 major schools.
If it's the same ones that were on the door.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
The 5 major
Abjuration,
schools.
transmutation, illusion,
Illusion.
vision.
That's the last one.
Okay.
Illusion.
Yeah.
You're not sure why it brings you to, but it's something around control, the Lord Richter, and experimentation. Just by the nature of being an artificer, right?
Can I roll to see if I believe her?
Insight.
Insight? Yeah. I just want to know if I believe her. Fuck. Another 6. I should throw that dice away.
Why are you not rotating through your dice?
Thanks, Curtis.
Friends help friends.
No, I can't read her. I can't read her.
Oh,
I'm
that was
sad.
everything I
believe-
needed today.
I believe her.
Sage, you believe
Yeah.
her. 100%. Believe her.
So, just so y'all know, as soon as Jared said that, Curtis just grabbed the dice and fully hucked it directly behind
It was
his
the
back.
same roll
It was
2
so
times
good.
in a row.
It was so good. It was
That's
the
like,
best
what's
thing
the
I've
chances
seen
of that,
in weeks.
Mathematician Curtis?
So what I
1 in
would
20.
so here's what I would like to do,
Love
Prosper, and
1 in
says to
40.
to
Back to
y'all.
back? Oh, that's because replaced.
We would. I want you to feel comfortable.
Throwing things?
Morgan's gonna slap you, Curtis.
I deserve everything.
I would really like for you to come to an accord between yourselves, and we can come and we can sign a contract.
500 platinum in the ship.
She failed that one, so
I
deal.
Can I make a personal request?
What's your request?
Can I meet your father?
My father is located on the other side of the ship. But if you are interested, because you now have a ship that is not only sails on the sea but also can fly.
Oh, maybe I do want the ship.
The Shirlene is from the Enclave. We took it from those shitbags.
Good.
Bergheim is always welcome to any adventurer. So if you want to meet my father, we can arrange that.
Can you spell Bergheim?
It is Bergheim. Bergheim.
Bergheim.
Basically Mountain City.
I definitely had Bergheim.
It's German.
Your spelling makes sense. I just did not.
Yeah,
spell
I
it
wrote
that
the
way.
opposite of that. I wrote Bearkind.
Mine was Kyne.
I remember, if you guys remember, I did say that I took German for like 2 years in college. Which means I speak it enough to be stupid.
Right.
The only reason I know any German at all is because that's my last name.
Well,
That's about it.
Germany is also one of my favorite countries I've ever been to. So, but right now, so with the agreement,
Yeah.
so it was 500 platinum, and the ship,
And
the
the
Shirlene. Which the only request that I have for you is that if you would please maintain the name. Shirlene was my wife. Unless for some reason it's necessary. But that's my request. It's a request only.
Prosperin,
Yes.
I give you my solemn oath that I will uphold the memory of your past wife. I cannot promise you that I will not do things with this ship that requires its name to be changed on a fairly regular basis.
That's fair.
but I will make sure that we honor her memory with this ship.
It's much appreciated.
Absolutely.
And with that, we're going to take a quick break,
Yes.
and we'll be back here in just a moment. Welcome back to Campaigns and Concoctions. We are on the final stretch here. The five of you...
Drinks.
Oh, that's right. Thank
What are
you.
we drinking? What do you got for us, Jared?
Is it ready for description?
You can tell us what's in it, even if there
we
isn't
got-
anymore if it's not done.
2 ounces.
Yeah.
Old Tom.
Old Tom gin. An ounce of. What was the other gin we used?
Slow.
Slow gin.
Plymouth. Slow gin.
Plymouth slow gin.
Not bad, right?
That's nice.
What was it?
Ooh,
3
that's
ounce,
herbal.
3 ounces of
Of grapefruit juice.
grapefruit
Yellow
juice.
grapefruit.
Yellow grapefruit. Yeah. Be specific. It's from my uncle. He lives in
That's
Arizona
really
and
good.
just
That's
brought
well
us.
done.
Just brought me grapefruit juice.
You've got a good flavor profile.
I like
That's
this
nice.
a lot.
I like that a lot.
And then. Is that it?
The
and then the
honey
honey.
liqueur.
The honey
The
liqueur.
Jaeger.
Baron
Baron
An
Jaeger.
ounce
Can,
of
can I name that?
Sure.
That's the Prospering.
Nice. I
That's
like
what she
that.
would drink.
I like that.
Okay.
And just so you guys
Um,
know, that made 2 drinks.
Yes.
So
this is 2 drinks.
it would be
Um.
half those measurements.
So 1
And
ounce.
We'll post that
ounce,
up.
yeah.
And then and then we just it's a lemon peel,
And raspberry.
And a raspberry.
expressed,
Rubbed.
rubbed on the
Twisted,
rim.
rub it around the rim.
I put
drop
on a
it in.
spike with a
Fredo.
on a pick with a raspberry. Also,
My cough drops
I'll
through
take a
the mouth.
picture,
Squeeze it.
Squeeze
rub
it.
it.
Express it.
poke it.
Squeeze it. Rub it around the rim. Twist it. Drop it in.
And then John made me a special old-fashioned
Yeah.
variant.
So that one is Atticus Jones rye with hot honey syrup and 2 to 3 dashes of Angostura aromatic and Angostura orange bitters stirred in a mixing glass with ice. I just did a dirty dump because I fucked up and didn't make large cubes, but it's fine the way that it is. And then a blood orange twist. Mm-hmm. Again, squeeze it, rub it around the rim, twist it, and drop it in. And then a maraschino cherry on a pick.
So the reason I want to call that, I want that to be the Prospering,
It's really good.
is there's a level of heat at the end there, or there's a bite on that thing.
This from the honey liqueur.
That's fair.
No, it's from the gin.
Okay.
Is it Rocco?
That's fair.
No, it was.
It's not a
It
bite.
was, it was slow and Old Tom.
It's
Slow
so
Old
good.
Tom.
Yeah.
No, but there's a. It's not the heat. It's a smoothness. And Prosperin,
It's very smooth.
she
very
is
smooth.
she is very smooth.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Right.
very smooth.
She for a wizard, she has a very high charisma.
No bullshit. This is very good.
That is
It is-
very good, Jerry.
That's what I'm saying.
No
Like
bullshit.
you have an
I
excellent,
have a great
you have an
palate.
excellent palate for making drinks.
I
Like,
can't.
it's
I
really
can't make.
impressive.
I make variations of drinks that are well done. Right.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Just like Instead of simple syrup, I use blackberry syrup.
Right. Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So
But being able to just pull something out of thin air.
Well, Curtis helped
and,
too, yeah.
Yeah. I
it
mean,
doesn't matter.
yeah, like,
you did a
like
great
we
job.
built it together, but it's
You
your
did a great
build,
job. Mm-hmm.
right? Like it's
So-
definitely your build.
So
Yeah.
We're on the sidelines.
Right.
as the
like
five
I
of
commentated. That's it.
Yeah.
the five of you get together, you agree to the terms, and Prosperin says the 500 platinum, the ship, upon delivery of the staff of the necromancer, which, from my understanding, will be in the hollow lands of Urugan.
And free usage of said ship until such time as we deliver.
Yes. Additionally, when you take possession of the Shirlene, you ensure that captain and crew are employed. Agreed?
I look at Mackenzie and I say to him, how long have you been sailing?
Myself or my crew?
You.
Myself, I've been sailing for 17 years.
I don't want to insult in any way a sailor of your pedigree. However, would you hold any resentment against me should I take the captaincy for myself?
Well, sir, my preference would be that I maintain the captaincy while you would be the owner.
I understand that. And
If
I
you,
don't blame you.
if you wouldn't mind, sir. If you wouldn't let me
Absolutely.
let me complete. The direction and our guidance would be y'all's. But if you would let me, the basic foundation and operation of the ship would be under my control. But it would be under your direction.
The problem, Captain Mackenzie, for me, is that I'm not used to being on a ship that I'm not the captain of.
Well, if you don't mind me saying, sir, I may be the captain, but that doesn't mean I'm in charge. If you get what I'm saying. I am the funnel of information, both upwards and downwards.
I understand that.
I believe that the captaincy is nothing more than an efficiency. I may be at the wheel, but I don't set the course. If you get my meaning, sir.
Captain, I understand you entirely, and I accept your logic.
It is perfect, and I really hope and I look forward to working with you, sir.
I do as well, Captain. I do as well.
And the rest of you, I know, I just can get the sense that this fine gentleman has spent some time at sea. So, I look forward to working with all y'all. And maybe one day, if we feel good enough, I'll take you home for some beans and cornbreads at my home.
Oh, well, that in and of itself is reason to keep you as captain, sir.
But
I don't think you understand how much our crew truly enjoys cuisine at a very fundamental level.
well, we'll get to that point.
We will. We
And
will. I have every faith.
And my lady, and he looks at Prosper, and if you don't mind, I have work to accomplish, and we'll get the crew. And Prosper looks at him and says, "My captain, you've been a stalwart companion all these years. Get to work." And you watch as he turns around and he, that
The
whistle,
Yep.
right, that puts the fingers in, and every tiefling in the bar stands up, and they all walk out, and they are sharp, and they look ragged,
do they finish their drinks first?
Oh, without a doubt.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
Then I trust them. Then I trust them.
Do tieflings not finish their drinks?
I don't
I
know.
feel like they take a
No,
horn.
this-
from
this
you.
is-
If
this
they
is-
left their drinks on the table, I wouldn't trust
This
them.
is
as much.
not a tiefling thing. This is a sailor.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
The sailors.
That's what I'm saying.
Because these are all officers
Yes.
and able seamen.
Yes.
They literally go like this. They grab their drink, and they actually, you know. So here's what happens to give you a little satisfaction, Curtis. They all grab their drinks and they turn, and they raise their glass to Miss Prosperin.
Yes.
And Prosperin grabs her glass of this deep red, beautiful wine, and she raises it to him. Fair winds
There you go.
and calm scenes, she says. And she kills her glass. The rest of them kill her glass. Cheers, my teammates. Thank you for telling a great story.
To the crew.
To the crew.
To the crew of the Shirlene. Name TBD.
Well, for now, they're the crew of the Shirlene.
Yeah, name
The
TBD.
the tieflings leave. And Prosperin stands up and says, well, I believe that finishes our agreement. 500 platinum, the title to the Shirlene, upon completion, or passing,
And the crew.
and the crew. Well, that's hiring. I appreciate. Upon handing over of the staff of Necromancer, the staff of the Necromancer. We have an accord.
I stand up and I put my hand out to shake.
She looks at all of you. She grabs you in that traditional Viking grasp, and she
Forearm to
looks,
forearm,
and
yeah.
everyone feels the need to reach in
Yeah.
and kind of place a hand on it. There's a shake, and then she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a piece of chalk, and she kind of pushes everyone aside, and you watch as she inscribes a circle on the tavern floor, and there's a bit of power that after she completes it. And as she steps through, she disappears.
Nice.
The circle that she builds disappears. As she casts teleportation circle.
I look around to see if anybody's stuck around. Everybody's gone, right?
Everyone's gone except for the bartender, the human male. His eyes are about the size of silver dollars, right?
I look at Patrice and I go, she was like crazy hot, right?
100%.
Okay, cool. And I walk over and I order a glass of whiskey.
As you turn to walk, I was just gonna. Did anybody figure out where we were delivering that to?
No.
Cool.
I assume Captain McKinsey has a little bit more knowledge than maybe was presented here. I think we'll be okay.
I will lean over at this point, and they might hear it, and just kind of next to Elle, our employer grants her dad deference, and stand up.
I do not hear it.
You two, both perception check, please. Patrice and Sid.
I'm Twitter pated. I'm going to get a
15.
drink.
You did hear him say that. Sark say that.
And he said, our boss,
Our employer
our employer,
grants her dad deference.
deference.
It's 16.
You hear it too.
Then you both also heard Elle's reply of, "Well, that's terrifying."
I love how like all of you have different bits of lore.
I did hear, well, that's terrifying.
You did. What was it total?
15
Oh,
plus
definitely,
3.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard. That's terrifying.
Yeah. And I'm at the bar, I've got my shot of whiskey, and as I'm drinking, I'm like, oh.
And if I could get everyone to make a perception check for me, please.
17.
No
Okay.
perception. I want that one.
16.
The last
Okay.
was also a perception, right?
No, I
Yeah.
don't. I don't want
That's
that
a
one.
14.
What's that?
14.
14? You guys are okay?
Perception 7.
Okay.
22.
So everyone but L takes a minute and he's like, wait a minute. Where the fuck is SOA? And with that, we're going to end for the evening.
Nice.
I knew it.
Solid.
So thank you everyone for joining us on this adventure. This has been one of my favorite sessions I've ever DM'd. It was an absolute blast.
That's because Matt wasn't here.
No, actually, I can't say that
Love you, man.
because my second, third,
He's my
fourth, fifth,
BFF.
and sixth adventures of time DMing had involved him. So, thank you so much everyone for joining us on this adventure of cooperative storytelling. Please join our conversation. Go to Instagram. Instagram.com, Campaign Concoctions Pod. You can also find us at anchor.fm/Campaign Concoctions, where you can leave us a voice message. Please leave us a voice message. If you leave us a dope enough voice message, we'll put it on the fucking
we'll
pod.
play it. We'll play it.
We'll play it on the pod. But thank you so much to everyone joining us.
And join our Discord.
Join our Discord, which you can
And
find at the
Pretty
Instagram.
soon we're gonna have a Twitter as well.
We're gonna have a
I'm
Twitter.
I'm gonna get that up by the end of the
John's
week.
gonna be running
Yeah.
that. We
Yeah.
all have our space. We're gonna have stuff. I'm hopefully soon that maybe we can one day have merch. We can have all this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So,
We'll make it happen.
but thank you so much. 100+ listens, y'all, in 5 episodes. Thank you
Fucking-
so much.
yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Listens
So
in under 2 months.
2 months, y'all are awesome.
That's
it's
fucking
amazing.
impressive.
Thank you for
That's
joining
really
us on this
impressive.
journal.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I know everyone else feels
And
the
we love
same
you
way.
guys. We fucking
we
love
love
you.
you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Peace.
Peace.